Hey everyone, welcome back to Bentley and Aston Paws. If you are as obsessed with evidence-based dog psychology as we are, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, share this, and subscribe. Today, we're diving into a super fascinating explainer on the secret psychological tests that dogs use to evaluate their absolute most trusted humans. As canine cognitive researchers, we see folks miss these tiny cues literally every single day.
So right off the bat, you're probably wondering, is my dog actually secretly testing me? Well, the short answer is absolutely yes. Our dogs are quietly and deliberately administering these silent assessments all the time. They're checking for emotional safety, testing our boundaries, and gauging our predictability. And here's the kicker. They save these highly specific tests exclusively for their favorite, most trusted human. They're basically watching closely to see if you are their safe harbor.
All right, let's jump right into test number 1, which focuses on silent tests and soft gazes.
Out in the wild, a prolonged, hard stare, what we call an evolutionary stare, is a huge high-stress signal. It literally means a direct challenge, or it's a predator locking onto its prey. So when your dog looks at you from across the room with a soft gaze, you know the one, those gentle, almond-shaped eyes with the slow, heavy blinks, they are intentionally switching off millions of years of survival instincts. It is a profound, beautiful act of total surrender and vulnerability, just to connect with you.
So how do you pass this visual test? You just need to match their softness. Soften your own facial muscles, blink slowly back at them, and offer a gentle smile to prove that yes, you are emotionally safe. But you definitely fail if you stare back hard and unblinking. In dog language, getting into a staring contest creates completely unnecessary tension. It tells them you're unpredictable, and honestly, they'll usually just look away.
Moving right along to our next section, which actually covers tests 2 and 3, handling physical space, pacing, and those joyful greetings.
Let's talk about test number 2, the proximity test. Have you ever noticed your dog wander into the room and just sort of settle at the far end of the couch without actually touching you? We call this orbiting. By simply orbiting your space, they are testing if you'll be a calm lighthouse. They really want to see if you respect their autonomy enough to let them dictate the timing, the pace, and the distance of that contact. Dogs actually offer way more affection to the people who let them make the final approach, rather than those who rush in and force a hug.
And then there's test number 3, the greeting ritual. You know that incredible moment you walk through the front door? You get the joyful wiggles, the happy whines, maybe they bring you a totally slobbery toy. While this just looks like pure unfiltered chaos to us, it's actually a deeply ingrained ancestral pack reunion ceremony. Every single time you come home, they are asking one fundamental question. Are we still good? Is our family still whole?
How you answer that question is absolutely crucial. Now, you don't need to throw a massive, chaotic party to pass. You just need to dedicate 30 genuine seconds of your time. Use a warm, calm voice, smile at them, and graciously accept that gross, slobbery toy. You fail this test if you coldly ignore them, walk past staring at your phone, or scold their enthusiasm. Doing that literally files you away in their mind is emotionally disappointing.
All right, on to test number 4, acoustic psychology and microtones.
You might not realize this, but our dogs are masterful acoustic psychologists. When your dog sighs heavily from their bed or lets out a soft whine from across the room, it's not just random noise. It's a deliberate acoustic call and response test. They read microscopic emotional shades in the human voice with frightening precision. They're carefully measuring your emotional patience and the exact mood hidden in your vocal microtones. You pass this by acknowledging them softly and warmly, even if you're super busy. Just a simple, gentle, "What's up, buddy?" proves that you're emotionally reliable. But you fail when you snap at them or let out an irritated sigh of your own. The really heartbreaking truth here is that a dog who fails this test with you too often will simply withdraw into silence. We never want to make our dogs feel like they have to hide their feelings just to avoid our irritation.
Next up is test number 5, treasured toys versus resource guarding.
Picture this. Your dog marches up, favorite toy in their mouth, practically shoves it in your face, but the second you reach for it, they completely dodge away. I promise, they are not teasing you. They're actually saying, "Look what I have. Do you see how wonderful this is?" They're showcasing their absolute treasure just to see how their trusted companion behaves around prized possessions. The correct response here actually goes completely against our human instinct to just play fetch. You pass this test by simply admiring the treasure. Give them some praise, tell them how magnificent that toy is, and just let them keep it. You fail by lunging for it, forcefully grabbing it, or trying to pry their jaws open to show who's boss. That kind of breach of trust is exactly what directly triggers defensive hiding and resource guarding later on.
Now we arrive at test number 6, the belly rub misunderstanding. And this is the big one, folks. The test almost everyone fails with the absolute best of intentions. Literally, every human instinct tells us that a dog rolling onto its back is demanding a belly rub. But exposing that soft belly where every single vital organ lives is actually very frequently a desperate appeasement signal. It's their ultimate white flag. It means, I am no threat, please be gentle with me. It often happens during a tense moment, and the reality is they are actually begging for spatial relief, not physical contact. To pass this test, you have to accurately read their body language. If they have a loose, wiggly mouth and a sweeping, relaxed tail, awesome, rub away. That is a true invitation. But if the dog is stiff, with a tucked tail, pinned ears, lip licking, or showing the whites of their eyes, what we call whale eyes, they want space. Vigorously rubbing a stiff, appeasing dog is basically forcing unwanted contact on an animal that is politely begging for mercy.
Finally, we reach test number 7, the ultimate bond repair test. This is, without a doubt, the deepest bonding marker of all.
Look, conflict happens in literally every bond. Whether you accidentally step on a paw or you snap at them after a completely brutal day at work, ruptures occur. Your dog knows this. What they are watching closely for is how you handle the post-rupture reconnection. In cognitive science, the ability to repair after a mistake is the single strongest marker of a secure relationship.
A true repair is actually quite simple. You pass by going to them with a soft posture, offering a warm vocal apology, and providing a quiet, gentle presence. Now, obviously, they don't understand the exact English words of your apology, but they fluently read your softness. This rebuilds emotional certainty, and it adds a totally crucial brick back into your wall of trust. You failed this ultimate test by ignoring their flinch, letting them slink away and just pretending nothing happened. When you do that, emotional distance lingers. A genuine repair proves to your dog that they don't have to be perfect, and honestly, neither do you. They just need to know that even when you stumble, you always come back for them.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, you can see that passing these subtle tests isn't about rigid obedience or being an alpha. Not at all. It ultimately comes down to responding to your dog with consistent softness, patience, mutual respect, and emotional predictability. Do that, and you literally elevate your relationship into a truly unbreakable bond.
Take a moment today to reflect on these quiet tests with your own canine companion. Who is the little examiner grading you right now? We hope this explainer empowers you to communicate better with your best friend. Please don't forget to like, share this with fellow dog parents, and subscribe to Bentley and Aston Paws for more evidence-based deep dives into the canine mind. Until next time, I'll leave you with this. The next time your dog stares at you from across the room, are you passing their test or failing it in plain sight?